World Cup in Poland.
Rzeszów, the city of Rzeszów, a fantastic, beautiful location. Poland have been known to host quite a few World Cups over the years, but this is a first for Rzeszów, their first World Cup. And what an epic setup you can see there on the screen from the drone shot. 5 sections and a warm-up section there, and we'll be kicking off today with the female finals.
Yeah, a bit of a mixture here. We've got, I believe it's 4 Spanish qualifiers and 2 French riders.
That's right, a bit of a Spanish-French rivalry going on in today's finals. And here's some of the shots of their on the ground. Demi Studer there, and some legendary people there at today's event. Temperatures there 24. It's been extremely hot in Rzeszów. They actually have an active weather warning up until the 5th, where the highs are kind of 30, 37. So it's going to be tough conditions for the riders today.
Yeah, a lot of the riders really struggled with the semi-finals yesterday. 36 degrees. There was, as you can see, there's no shade or coverage there. So I think that cloud cover that's rolled in will be a real welcome addition for the riders. We're going to see some top riding here. The semi-finals were really one to watch. Many of the riders saying just how difficult these sections were. Some of the top riders saying that they were brutal. So that might be the reason why we're seeing some different people qualifying that we don't normally always see qualify. One of those is the number 6 position there. That's Emma Lewin now there. She's been in the top 6 qualifying before, but I think she's been missing from those fixtures for a little while, so she's glad to be back.
Very good to see Emma back in the finals, but of course some regulars. But if you're new here, we'll just go over some of the very basics of the section. They've got 5 sections, 6 riders. Each rider can get 10 points per gate, so 6 gates, 60 points per section, and they're going to want to score as many points as they can to get through and become the winner. This is the final. What am I talking about? We are here.
Yeah, and if you're new as well to what's going on here, this is the World Cup Series. So this year in 2026, we have 3 events held across Europe, and you kind of look at it like a bit of a league, really. The riders are competing today for today's World Cup, but that will go towards their overall standing for the 3 events that make up the World Cup Series.
Yeah, and that 3rd round will be in Germany at the end of the month. But we're back after a few weeks off from round number 1 in Dole.
Well, a few months, Matt. It was all the way back in May.
It was quite a gap.
Well, that's the other thing as well. Like, it was exciting back in May because it was the first World Cup of the season. Everyone had their off period. You get to see which riders have been working hard, who's coming out. But even today's event, with 3 months gap, can really show you what difference that makes amongst these riders.
And kicking us off with the female elite finals, only 10 points between 2nd and 1st, super close margin. Here we have some great shots of Rzeszów in the southeast of Poland. It's actually one of the largest cities in southeast Poland, and has a population of around 200,000. A quarter of that, Tom, is students.
Wow.
It's a proper university town. A couple of fights. Their national sport there is volleyball as well, which is quite good.
Well, hopefully it can be trials after this event,
and then they were also named European City of Sport for 2026. 150 riders, 20 different nations, and here we are now bringing you the female elite finals. I think the women are just making their way over to section number 1. They'll be going in order that they qualified, so whoever qualified 6th will go first, and whoever qualified at top will go last.
Yeah, which is sometimes an advantage to go last because you can see what the other riders have done. Maybe you can see what lines they have taken. But generally, if you're qualifying in the top positions, you've got a good handle of how these events work. Riders now are just looking their way through the sections. This is
a little interview from Alberiera there.
Maybe logs. Yeah.
A few words about the spot here. How do you feel it?
Yeah, it's very good. I feel very well. I only made 2 mistakes and almost full score. So yeah, I'm so excited to the finals. It's my passion because I can share it with my family. My brother also does trials. She's competing right now. So yeah, we can travel all 4, and yeah, it's very good.
And what's your goal for the competition?
for my goal for today is to have fun, to enjoy, and if I can win.
Wow, Alba Riera there. She's actually the winner of 24 and 25 World Cups, and she got bronze in 23. So she's no stranger to a final here in a World Cup scenario. But she's going to have to try and keep that top spot with Vera Baron just behind her there.
Yeah, it's really the position between 1 and 2, between Alba and Vera there. They train together. They're very friendly. They love the competition amongst each other. Currently, Alba is the World Cup race leader. She won back in Dole just 3 months ago, and I think that's why we're speaking with her there. Can she keep that lead? Can she keep ahead here? And now for France.
Here we go, kicking us off today, and the races begin. Emma Leon just missing out in Dole, round 1, in 7th position, but today she makes the finals in 6th. It's a shout out to Kathy, her mum, and Jean-Paul, her father, big supporters of Emma throughout this sport. So let's see how Emma does. Section number 1.
Nearly through the first gate there. So if you're new to the sport, you'll see that there's actual like little checkpoints. The women's have to go through these pink flags, and that's the designated area that they must pass both the axles of the bike through. The tyres are the only item that are allowed to contact ground or an obstacle. That's great so far. So she's straight up to 20 points there by the looks of it.
Yeah, and don't be mistaken by that bright white colour. It's a full carbon bike, carbon frame, carbon forks. We might see a few of those in today's competition. Very popular bike right now. So let's see how Emma gets on. I think this is actually her first official World Cup final. She's been in a final before, but not a World Cup. This is her first.
Big pipe there, isn't it, getting up to there. You can see it's about the shoulder height of the observers, having to really pull the front wheel up and get that high up over. She's gripped in. It's a clean ride so far, but I think she's just gone over the tape there by the looks of it. Did see a 5 go up from the observer. I think as she dropped off the other side of that pipe, I reckon that's going to be a front axle that dangled over that tape.
Yeah, it might have been just hard to see from quite this angle, but if the front wheel hovers over that invisible wall, as you like to call it, Tom, they are out. They will get a 5, or as we might hear us say, a dab. A dab is like a penalty point, and if we say they 5'd it, it's because they've used up all 5 of their penalty points. So Nina Vabra now, also for France, did really well in Bentonville earlier this year, and she's really through and improving massively.
Yeah, and it's so nice to see some more French riders qualifying. We've got the 20-inch men's elite this afternoon with 3 French riders coming on through. So it's amazing to see that the French giants come back to the sport. This used to be a very French-dominated sport before the Spanish very much took over and dominated. So French are very welcome here in Poland. Let's go, let's see. So the top score so far was, of course, with Emma there getting 30 points. We'll have to see if this is quite a difficult trial. I don't think anyone quite got a full clean score there. Very smoothly up to that pipe there, switching on through. And she's opting for the same gap as well. It's tricky because you're gapping over to an angle and you've got to get through the flags. Remember, the axles of the bike are what are used to define if they go through those gates properly. There's no VAR here in trials. It's all down to the observers. There's 2 observers that look very eagerly close.
Oh, see that front wheel placement? It's got to be so careful. So we've got a bit of the cylinder section, we're going to call this one. It's on some concrete. There'll be different materials throughout each section. Some carefully crafted courses here.
Yeah, and trials is an all-weather sport. You know, we've seen it in some of the World Cups and World Championships when the rain really wants to get involved. We still go ahead whether it's rain or shine, as it was yesterday. 36 degrees in the sun.
Yeah, look, this is a tricky takeoff. Look how knife edge the top of those cylinders are, so not a lot of room for error here. Looking really well controlled.
Throw. That is a big gap.
Yeah.
I think she said, you know what, I've only got 20 seconds or so left. I'm not going to risk that. Is she looking at it from a different way? I think she's just having a second check, but not there, unfortunately. Huge throw there. Big round of applause from the crowd. You got to remember as well that these riders have already gone through a semi-final yesterday. In fact, with the men's, they would have done. Some of them would have done a quarter-final, semi-final before the final in the heat. So they're going to be zapped of energy from the previous day as well. You're already riding on quite tired body, really.
Bearing in mind it was also 42 degrees in Spain earlier this week when we spoke to Alejandro.
Wow.
And they were riding in the 40s. So this might be a breeze for some of them in comparison to what Spain have been dealing with. But our first Spanish rider, now the youngest competitor in today's final, is Jürgen.
Yeah, very neat switching through there. Yeah, the Spanish are always a regular fixture within trials, as we always say, both within the women's, within the men's 26 and the men's 20-inch.
Yeah, they've certainly pulled out some of the crafted, produced some of the best.
Well, they're like a big family, aren't they? You know, they get on the plane together, they all hang out together. So I think there's a lot of camaraderie and just kind of talk that goes on in those close Spanish circles. So it all gets translated down, from the 26 to 20 over to the women's as well.
Yun's looking really well controlled at the moment.
Right.
Really, she's so calm, such a calm and collected rider.
30 points. Will she be the first rider to be able to get the full 40 points? Now, I think to get this gate, she's going to have to secure the gap that we saw Nina Vabra line up for. But look at that. Wow. Poofing on over. That's like a very Charlie Roll style move, isn't it? That's had some serious training there. So that's going to be an A gate followed by a B. So what line has she seen here then? She's going to go back up that pipe by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Remember, Nina Vabra was on that rounded little pipe, like you said, that knife edge on it. I think she's seen perhaps a higher line here, but
is she going to try and go through? I don't know what I want to call it, a twister, because it's like the game Twister, It's taking up for another approach, different way. So,
and you can see that's a real technical line. She's definitely been putting the practice in. Look at that as a line look. That's so technical. Big. Oh, the rear wheel fighting for grip there. Did she miss the gate? I think she did, which is good.
Yes, this is playing very, very close to the gate here.
Out of time, but wow, what a creative ride. That's exactly what we want to see our riders do. This is the thing with trials. So long as they go through the gates, there's no rule book on how they go through the gates. It's a bit like climbing where you have problems, as they call them. Very much like problems in trials. They can see the gate. So long as both axles pass through that gate, you can do it how you like. You could even go through it backwards. Let's see how she tackled this.
See, using all the width of that gate, and she's really, you can see the progression. This is the first time she's actually qualified ahead of Nina Vabra.
Wow.
So the progression from Yun, each round, each competition, we're really seeing her come into her own. I think this is going to be a female rider to watch. It's a great ride from Yun. Andrea Perez now, our second Spanish rider.
Yep, one of our sort of younger riders of today's competition, Andrea Perez. But you very frequently seeing it always within the top 6 now. It's amazing how quickly theyese riders come on through, and they're now a regular name and a fixture within the World Cup scene.
Yes, she's actually ranked 3rd best out of all of the Spanish riders now, not very, very closely behind our top riders.
Look, you can see once you get to the top 3 riders, the speed they approach some of these gates with. And that's what it becomes. It's a case if they've put the bike in these positions before, they know exactly what they're doing. Yeah. So you're going to go through the gap. Just no trouble whatsoever. Not only is it a big gap, you're gapping down to a bit of a weird angle there. Look how tall this pipe is. Look, just compare it with the observer there. Look, shoulder height. She's got to get the front wheel up and over. They really push. Just first time.
Actually, really casual as well. Looks really comfortable. Andrea isn't a stranger to some of these finals. Again, we can see some of the experience shining through on this riding. She's looking pretty cool and collected.
Now, I really like what Yun did there with the front wheel over. Be interesting to see what she does. I reckon probably a pedal through the back wheel. A little bit of a tap. It's a good size, the back wheel, of not that much run up.
Let's see her approach. Straight up. Really comfortable.
Now, importantly, though, how is she going to get gate 3B? Some of these gates are divided into sub-gates, so to get the points, they have to go through A, B, and possibly C and D. Looks like she's going to be taking that similar line to Yun. Oh, she's in. Front wheel just slipping a bit there. She's up. Right. Now, this is where Nina got to. It's a big gap there.
They want to get gapping again off that knife edge.
You've got a brother Victor Perez there who's going to be securing in the gap there. It is a big throw. I think they've got it in them, but just look how tall that gap is. And you've got to keep the front wheel very, very high. This is going to be a zapper. I think she's not got the time to do this.
No.
2 minutes is brutal. You literally have 20 seconds per gate. And when they're subbed up into ones like that, that's 10 seconds for a sub gate potentially.
Yeah, it seems like the level here this weekend has really stepped up. We heard from some of our semi-finalists who said even if they aren't qualifying in the semis, the finals are even harder.
And we just saw the commentator there, Thomas. So he's the man who's been putting on this event. He's done the last 3 Polish fixtures, I believe. May have even done before that. The Polish World Cup is very much a staple within the World Cup calendar now. 9 World Cups have been held in Poland, with the very first back in 2003. Do you know who won that one, Matt?
Benito?
No, it was a Polish rider.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Rafał Komorowski's.
Rafał Komorowski.
Yeah,
Wow.
some of the veteran riders here will know.
Oh, even Sunday's a school day for me.
Yeah,
Wow.
a powerful man he was.
Right.
But another
Vera.
powerful rider, someone who's also won in a Polish World Cup before, would be Vera Baron. Now, she's going to have to get that gate 4 to really put the pressure on Alba. It's definitely within her power, and it's within Alba's power as well, but she's got to do something to kind of give Alba the nudge. I think there was only 10 points between them in the semi-finals.
To jest zawodniczka, która słynie z takiego ofensywnego stylu. Naprawdę ona jest bardzo agresywna.
Now coming through very comfortably, just warming up a little bit now, Vera.
Myślę, że tutaj pokona ten
I'd like to see how she's going to approach some of these gates. Will we get our first 60 today in the females? No messing about. As you're saying, Tom, only 20 seconds really if you want to use the time wisely per gate.
Yeah, Vera's of the 2 top riders that we've got, Vera and Alba. Vera is the more experienced, more senior of the pair. She's multiple World Cup winner. She's won overall in 2021, 2022, 2024, and a previous world champion and currently European champion, as indicated by that jersey. That's going to save a lot of time. She's held it very well on the rear wheel there to get the turn up there. Now,
I think
going
she's
for the
gonna
gap.
go for this.
Yeah, look, she's not got a minder there. I think she's got it.
Yeah, comfortable, no, straight into the hook. There we go. It's not over yet. She's got the front axle through. She's got to get the rear axle through to get those points. So it'll be our first 40-pointer.
Oh,
Not quite.
No. She's asking if she got the points.
Did she get the points?
I don't know if she did.
I mean, the rear axle went through and then put her foot down.
Yeah.
So I'm not an observer, but I'm going to call 40 points. Let's see what they say.
She'll need those points.
So I think, again, I wouldn't like their job. Just judging by her face, I think that could have been 30 points. We'll wait till the score to come up.
Now, that could be everything in this final.
There's 10 points between the top 2 riders. So that gate could affect her overall score.
Well, it could also mean that, one of the other riders, we've seen, it's a fairly even scoring so far amongst all the women. It's pretty much everyone's got a 30 apart from 120. So that could be making this more of a level playing field, and we might see someone else normally be on the podium. This is a bit of a stopper of a gate, and I think it's how it went to the semi-finals. Some of the men's elites were saying just how brutal some of this was. Remember as well, if you are tuning in on YouTube, if you're on the live stream, do leave some comments. Let the riders know who you're rooting for. They might be there right now live, but they often go back and watch this. So if you're a big fan of Vera, of Alba, any of our riders competitive today, please leave a comment. They will see it, and also it helps grow and boost the sport. Show your engagement with the UCI, what you love about these trials.
should check out the UCI chat, see if anyone's talking to us. Actually, just thinking about that, Tom. Sorry about that. But let's get on to we'll get on to Alba Riera here until Tom sorts that one out. And you guys, of course, do let us know you're there. We want to know who's hanging out, who's watching with us over on the UCI live stream. Alba Riera now, a sibling in today's competition. Two of the top riders are actually siblings. Her brother Marty was competing in the semis yesterday. Another 20-inch Spanish rider. Now, so there is a block in the middle there. I didn't realise that.
Wow, so it sort of like bounces into the...
Yes.
Yeah, that makes it look... Right, this looks tight. Does it, holds it.
There we go.
That's the 40 points. Now she's sorry there. She's secured the lead over Vera Barron there. Remember, it's only the first section. There's 5 sections here. That's her brother Marty there.
There we go, just a little spot. So there's a lot of family in trials, I must say. We haven't seen a rider get through this one, but I think she's going to get a back wheel where the front is and hopefully getting this very awkward.
Look how tall that is as well. And then the steepness of the angle on the other side. She's done that. Is that going to be the 50 points? It is. That has put the pressure on
That's a
against
really
Vera Barron.
very strong start from Alba there.
I know she could have gone all the way, but I think she's secretly happy to bag those extra 20 points.
Yeah.
So just looking at some of you in the chat, thank you very much for tuning in. We've got some Go Nina there. We've got Jean-Paul and Kathleen who are watching their daughter Emma on the road. So I presume they're not there, but very nice to see you there. And again, even if you aren't with us live and you're watching us back later on, do drop a comment there, because it all helps the sport grow. We're moving now over to section number 2, and that is Emma.
Log section.
Emma now, who will be starting that log section. Alba said in that little pre-interview there that she didn't really like the logs. That's what she was saying.
I thought she said she loved the logs.
Oh, sorry.
We're not sure, are we? She said logs. I think she said she loves the log.
For some riders, it's a complete nemesis, and for others, it's amazing. I think in today's weather conditions, they're going to be loving them, because logs and water, i.e. rain, don't really mix. Powering through there, gate 1, 10 points on the board there.
Co oznacza, że zawsze jeździ bardzo równo i gwarantuje jej to miejsce.
Okay, Emma kicking us off with section 2. Come on, Emma.
Tricky little bit of a stopper of a log here, so she's taken 2 attempts to get up that one there. And this is the thing, sometimes the camera can be really difficult to see, is showing you how precise. Straight through on that one, that was very nice. I think she's just waiting for the bike to pop in. Sometimes you get the bike in the right position, and it literally just pops yourself through.
So she's got to get through this one. The other gate's just on the left-hand side in front of her there.
Oh, she was set up there, but she just pop off there. Maybe she was just not feeling too confident on the rear wheel there.
This sort of, I can't even say unflat surfaces. What a silly thing to say. Rounded surfaces makes it a little bit trickier with the balance there. You can see just a knobble sort of in front of her tyre.
Exactly. You got to clear that to then get onto that. But also as well, the angle of the what she was gapping onto, it's really hard to see it when you're not in person. There are some quite steep angles and some real small, precise gates.
Yeah, there'll be some elements that we can't comprehend that make it that much different for them. We just see a log and a wheel.
Yeah, and as I say, for everyone who's watching at home, just look at this in comparison to the height of the observers and the people standing by. These are not small obstacles.
And look at this gate here!
The angle of the bike look that she's having to get to there.
So she's going to do what we call a tactical dab.
So then she's got enough time to bag the points for this, even with the dab.
No, again, she can't get the points for this gate, so she's just doing it to carry on. And with the timeout,
and that's only an A gate. I think, look, this is really setting the bar of what the standard is of these sections. With the majority of the riders getting 30 points or under, that's showing you that these are really, really tricky sections.
Yeah, they're starting off with what Emma's ability probably could have got a bit more, but again, the time may have really got to her there. And She's new to some of our World Cup finals, so hopefully we'll see a few more finals with Emma in. But staying in France right now, moving on to Nina Babra.
Yeah, you can just see her there visualising the sections. Even though these are all very, very experienced riders, they're not allowed to pre-ride the course beforehand. They literally have to think, where is the bike going to go? How is the bike going to fit in? And use their years and years of experience to know exactly how that's going to go.
Yeah, Nina's a very blessed rider, having been coached by Vincent Hamant as well. Lots of coaching from a previous 26-inch legend. So let's see how Nina does. Good so far through that one on the back wheel.
Yep, that previous 26-inch legend being Mr. Vincent Hamant, who recently celebrated his 42nd birthday. 42nd, and he's still within top 10 of riding.
Yeah. So shout out to Vincent there. His birthday was yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. Nina Babra here. Slightly different angle to what we saw earlier. She looks well controlled. Looks like the top of that log may have just been cut to make it a little bit flat on top. And it does sort of round off here. We haven't seen...
Now, she's got herself into the higher position here, I think, to then drop down into that next gate. Is that what we're seeing here? Oh, sorry, that's the different gate there, yep. Dropping on through. Clean ride so far, very careful and cautious, and that little bounce off poof move where you just catch the rear wheel as you hop off the obstacle. Very stylish there. She's got 30 points here. Can she get a bit more than what she did in the previous section? She's locked in there on that tall one there. Looks like the gate is up along that log. I think it's just a gate 4. It's not a 4A, B. Just asking for the time. She's got 10 seconds left. Will it be enough to get the 50 points?
8. Come on, she could. It's possible. 4.
That's it. I think she's got there.
What a shame. Great effort from Nina though. Really, really good effort. The only rider on an aluminium bike in the final too. Every other rider there is riding the carbon.
Yeah, these are some seriously tricky sections as well though, Matt. We've not seen anyone get through it for a section complete here. It's one of the things that's quite interesting when we see the World Cup series, because you can see that sometimes it's a game of consistency and some of the riders don't like that, where it's a case of who makes the first mistake is going to be the loser. Or in these ones, you're seeing big power moves, quite long sections. Not many subgates in this one. This is kind of a classic trial just in terms of size.
Yeah, it seems like they're focusing more on the moves themselves rather than the length of the course or length of the section.
And I do seem to remember that with some of Thomas's section set in, it was what, a couple of years ago in
Wadowice. Yeah, we were there, yeah. There's Karel Selman in the background too, Polish legend, coach, rider.
Would have been a section builder as well, I'm assuming.
Probably, yeah. I would have thought he's played a huge part in this weekend's setup. So a little shout out to Karel Selman.
Yeah, previous Polish national champion as well.
Let's see how Yun does with this section, with this gate, sorry.
See, it's fundamentals like that. It's just being able to stick so well and have so much confidence up really high on those logs that the observer's looking up at her and just being able to just manoeuvre around, putting the bike exactly where you need it. Well, that's a commentator's curse, I think. Talking about those fine precisions. And so why was that a 5, Matt? Some people might not know what actually happened there.
You could see there was tape just in front of her on the right-hand side in the log, and basically she fell to the side, which means her front wheel went over that tape, which is like an invisible wall. And if there was a wall there, you'd certainly bang into it. So that's what we call a 5, which is means her riding is over for that section.
Yeah, it's a way of kind of making certain restrictions and ensuring that the riders don't cheat some of the gates, because without some of those restrictions in place, it could make the gates quite a bit easier. So it's just a way of ensuring that you get the riders to go kind of where you want them to go. And importantly as well, when it comes to those coloured markers, those gates they've got to go through, Imagine those like they are goalposts. If there's like a laser beam shooting up into the sky, they've got to go through the gates. They can't pass the bike over the gate.
Yeah. And they close as you go through them. I liked when you said that, so they cannot go back through the gate. Yeah. So, Andrea Perez now, our second Spanish rider on section number 2. 1 minute 20 to go, 20 points. Let's see, this one caught out Yun. So again, there is a little bit of benefit not going first, because you just kind of watch the riders and see, oh, she's made that mistake, and then you kind of remind yourself not to do that. There might be things you're not thinking about until you see that rider make that mistake. Because that's what it's all down to. You might be the best rider in the world, but everyone still makes mistakes. So
yeah, and also try and not let it get into your head. You know, if you see someone that you think, well, they've done that move, I can do it that same way. If they make a mistake on something, it can sometimes get into your head that that's a real swing that she's just done on top there, isn't it? You can see why Young just went a little bit too far on that. Spins round, gets back through that gate. I think it's going to land her those 30 points.
Commentator there just mentioning how hot it is. Even though it's at 24, I could just hear him saying that today's really warm. So, yeah, very, very tough conditions for some of the riders, I suppose. So she just tapped a pedal there. As you can see, the observer on the left, he's got his thumb up. That's not because he's okay. That's because Andrea has tapped a pedal by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's only the tyres that can be in contact with any of these obstacles. UCI trials rules is tyres only.
You can actually knock a handlebar to the side and it not be a dab. It's like the knock, but a deliberate...
If you're leaning on the obstacle,
correct. Yeah,
you can't do that.
You can actually say hit your handlebar on the log, and it wouldn't be a dab. We had this discussion a few weeks ago and confirmed that. Yeah, accidental. But accidental pedal, that is a dab. So Vera there, no, she's not a magician. She's just...
Or a mime artist.
Yeah.
Or shadow puppetry. This is just mentally visualising it, like without having to look at the section.
She's not allowed to go through them, so she has to know her route.
Yeah, we've seen World Cups being lost because of people not looking at the appropriate route. And then they go through the wrong gate, they miss one, and of course you have to do them in order. They are numbered 1 through till 6. If you miss the gate, then your ride is over, and it can be a really stupid, easy way of sacrificing the World Cup final.
So let's see, can Vera make up for her previous section? She's going to be wanting a full 60 points now. Really passionate, dedicated rider. The sister of Danny Baron, who we'll see not long after the women's. He's also in into the men's 26-inch final. So let's go Vera and see how Vera gets on.
Just look at the height, that stack of logs there. She's got to get through one. And the angle of the bike, look, this is what people don't really feel when you're at home. Look, you can see how steep the bike is, and the front wheel's not even on the obstacle yet. So to be able to hop from that position up, holding it on the rear.
And looks like she might be running slightly unique stem right now. I can't see the Kruger's logo on there, but it looks quite flat for her bike. I'm really interested to find out. Maybe that's just me, but look, what is that stem? Very interesting. Maybe we'll try and find out later. Good balance, good composure. Yeah, really nice riding so far.
40 points, and she's got just over 30 seconds left. So it's a little bit tight on time, but
very doable.
This looked like a big hook when Nina Vabra approached it. Has Vera found a way of being able to slot her bike in a static position? She has.
She's got into that 90.
The size of that, just in and up.
That is actually, again, the women's level is probably the most progressed.
I was about to say the same, Matt. It's incredible to see how much they really push it.
I know the men's is progressed, but in terms of leaps and bounds, certainly the women's side of things.
Look at that size.
So bouncing up, I think she's going to call it there. She's happy with 50 points. She did her best in that one. Great ride from Vera Baron there. Well done, Vera.
aktualnej mistrzyni świata.
Yeah, remember as well that trials is a game of consistency, so it can all be still to play for right up until the final section. It's very rarely, I'd say, do you get to section 5 and know exactly who the winner or the definite standings are going to be.
Yeah. Alba Riera now kicking us off. Another
Yes.
rider.
So she comes into this with 50 points, so that was, of course, 20 points ahead of what Vera did in section 1. So if she matches Vera's score, then she'll be on 100 points out at the end of this section. Remember, the top score that our riders can get over these 5 sections is 300. That would be a perfect score.
Your maths is very good, Tom.
I don't think we saw it, but to show you how difficult these sections are across the women's elite, the men's elite, we didn't see anyone get a perfect clean score at this trials.
So true. So far, not one rider, whether they've run out of time or just failed at a gate.
I think we saw it in one lap, but we didn't see both laps. Remember, in the semi-finals, they have to do 2 laps of 5.
Quite the contrast compared to Dole in the pouring down rain, and now they're in the scorching sun. Although saying that, it doesn't look like it's as sunny. I think it's just the humidity and temperature there is making it feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Steepness of that bike, so what I reckon, that pop up there, like that's not a small move to be able to get your bike from that steep angle. Front wheel wasn't even really on the log that much, to be able to just pop it into position. 40 points, it's the same time that Vera Baron had here.
Here we go,
So,
looking up
yes.
at the gate.
No!
As we said, wow.
Wow.
Little smile there from Alba, she knew, but I tell you what,
That just shows you how tall that obstacle was. She didn't pull the front wheel up. Like, so precise.
and then with 40, that's led Vera to allow to catch up a little bit.
That's the margins that we're playing with here between these top 2.
She's obviously maybe a little bit hungry. She fancied eating some log there, but didn't quite bring the front wheel up enough.
It's quite a good. These sections kind of look quite good. They are progressive in terms of how they're getting more difficult as the trial goes on. That's what it should be like. You know, Gate 1 is a nice introductory 10 points there. A little bit of a tricky sort of section in the middle there, and then leading up to the bigger moves at the end.
But great riding from the Spanish top 4 there and our 2 French riders. It's been a good year for Spain, hasn't it?
Yeah.
They've here the top 4 females from Spain, and I think probably know that they lifted the World Cup.
Just to update, so we've got Emma back here now. Just a little bit of an info there. Apologies on our information. We said that Emma had only done the 1 World Cup. Confirmation from her mother, Kathleen. Of course, Emma was in several World Cup finals. One in Vendor-Space, which was actually held. She was part of the hosting of. That was in France. And also in Poland 2 years ago in Waterwee.
So the key is here. If I make more mistakes, we'll get more engagement.
Yes.
Thanks, Kathleen. I'm not sure why I thought it was her first. Maybe I was thinking about World Championships.
If you're fans, if you're friends of the riders, if you've seen the riders ride before, drop your comments below. What's your exposure and experience been to this sport? Who are you rooting for? Who's your number 1?
Tell us some fun facts about that rider too. We want to learn, and we're not the all-knowing, and you guys really probably know more than we do on these personal.
And it's the good thing about the trials community. You know, all of them have Instagram pages that they share their wins, their progresses, some of their losses as well, and we all learn from that. And we love to get behind the riders and know what really goes on behind the scenes.
Tricky part of the gate here in that hooking position. She needs to swap. You can see there's only one place for that bike to go. There's Titouan there, a partner. Another trials rider. Bit of a power couple, those 2. Shout out to Titouan giving some support to his partner there, Emma. Very unfortunate there, not quite getting both wheels on top of there, so she can carry on. 45 seconds to go on to gate number 3.
Yeah, so we have a progressive scoring system. It's a positive scoring system in trials, but it's progressive in terms of the gates.
Now this is tough. Got to get that back wheel onto that lock. There it is. Nice. That's a really tough move, actually.
Yeah, little kind of boon up. We call it a boon, where you don't engage the pedals. Normally when our riders gap from one spot to the next. And that's the end of our ride there, unfortunately. But at that point, so consistent kind of 30 points, 20 points amongst our riders. It could still be a podium finish. We don't know until some of the other sections are completed here.
Good ride from Emma there, obviously making improvements from the previous round, getting 7th in the finals and making today's final. But now moving on to our next rider, our second French rider. She's often in the top 5 of our World Cup.
No, I was just going to say, just in terms of the scoring, the progressing. So many of you might remember about a decade or so ago, trials used to be not a positive scoring system. And by that, I mean that you had to complete the entire section to get the points. If you didn't complete the section, you...
Yeah, we did an interview with Alejandro earlier this week, who actually, we talked about that a little bit, and it kind of, that rule does favour the more experienced rider and the better riders. But this kind of positive scoring, I feel, brings a little bit more of a level playing field.
Well, what this also does is that the section makers can put in some really big, challenging gates midway. If they don't make it, then they can go pick up points elsewhere. Whereas before, they wouldn't be able to do that.
So Nina in that really tough static hook position. She's got to pull her body weight, get the front wheel on that knife edge, back wheel also on that knife edge. There's only one place to go.
Push it through to 2 wheels.
She's
That's
there.
it.
There we go. Now the swap. Brilliant riding.
That is not an easy move.
Not the sort of gates we often see in the women's.
If you're into sort of gym training, I compare that almost with a muscle up. You know, when you see people do a pull up and then it comes to the tricep, it's a really, you're throwing all your weight from a low position to a high position.
Very explosive.
Yeah, like pull up kind of motion.
Yes.
That's a great gate, that, isn't it? Look at that.
Look at the swap, getting the back wheel on that sleeper. Oh, just recovers.
Holding.
Just holding the front wheel out of the gate marker there.
Yeah, that's a very interesting obstacle, that, because they're having to do a lot of different techniques to get over that. That's not like a one move and done kind of obstacle.
Interesting to see. That was probably in the
Straight
semis.
up there, wow!
Straight up there.
You didn't see that from the wide angle very well, but powering up the sleeper into 2, and she was switched and away.
20 seconds, 50
She
points.
could do this. She could get the full 60
Nina.
here. Come on.
Come on. Go on, Nina.
10 seconds. Has she got it? I think she knows she's got it.
Calls it.
Wow. Now that is a good ride.
Yeah, look at that. She's very happy. You can see by the reaction there.
And that could be it. That could be what gets you into that top 3 to get you into a medal spot.
An ear-to-ear smile there. Extremely positive, happy rider. Nina is. In fact, most of our female riders, extremely positive and happy riders. Always look like they're enjoying themselves. And kicking us off for our first Spanish rider for section number 3 is Yun now. The youngest rider in today's final, a teenager still.
Yeah, it's just incredible just seeing. And the other thing as well with the riders that we have here is that there is a whole host of junior riders that are waiting to come into this top spot. It is fiercely competitive. We just saw the junior World Championships, I believe, wasn't it? The
Youth Games.
Youth Games, that was it, yeah. So, and it is the level that some of the juniors are riding at is pretty much on par with the elites, the full adult elites, if you will. Now, you're getting in here. They seem to be hopping around to the right. I don't know if it just positively favours it a bit. You can see there's a little bit of an edge if you hop round to the right.
Yes, maybe it's slightly less aggressive as well in terms of an angle. But this is tough because...
But it's very much a Spanish move. They can do it to 2. Yes.
Oh, I'm opting to just miss the first edge straight to the next one.
And that kind of static hook move, and it's something we never used to see in trials years ago because the bikes weren't really set up for that geometry. This is a great obstacle, this. I think that's a brilliant one there.
Yeah, I would... I'm quite not shocked, but obviously it is
Look
something
how thin that
seen.
beam was. So Nina got on that first time and done that instantly.
Wait, from this angle, you can really see how difficult the run-up is.
A really thin beam. So look, that's what can happen. If you don't quite get onto the beam in the correct way, you have to go back and do it again. So, and that's what will eat into your time. Yun's only got 30 seconds to get through the rest of this section. And a big hook at the end of it. What do you get for getting through a thin beam fast? You get rewarded with an obstacle right in your face.
Yeah, and then no points after. But that's what I was saying. Some of the parts of these sections or obstacles in the section are not going to reward you with anything. They're just making it a little bit more difficult. You see some of the crowd turn out there, all-star one. This is our first final of today as well. After this, we'll be moving on to the 26-inch and then the 20-inch on today. But now sticking with us.
Yeah, more nationalities to come in some of the other sections. Well, it's another Spanish and French 20-inch, but Spanish and British in 26.
We've got some British riders there in the... So back wheel wasn't quite on the obstacle enough, so when she kicked, it essentially did nothing.
Yeah, so as you say, the majority of the back wheel was behind like the tipping point on the obstacle. And just flopping forward there, which is one of the most scariest things that can happen on a triathlon bike. She controlled it well. Unfortunately, took the dabs there. Wasn't getting the points there. But get your head down, Andrea. I think you can get a bit more. You can get more points later on in this section. But little mistake like that could be the difference between getting on the podium or not.
Wow. The women in that gate, they are making it look pretty casual. But I don't think I would even... we should compare ourselves, but that, from our own experience of riding, is a really technical gate. Now we've got this thin run-up. There's no other way for them to get up that, really. There's another... They could go for that sleeper, but that's too high up.
I would love to see that clip again of Nina doing that, because she just did it, like, was on and off it like nothing.
Just not quite confident enough. Didn't get the body weight far enough forward. But it's a fantastic effort from Andrea Perez.
Yeah, Andrea Perez was also junior world champion. So it's kind of the that was just last year in 2025.
Yeah, she's always sort of very much chasing Vera and Alba, keeping them on their toes. So these Alba and Vera can't just fall asleep, because Andrea's always not far behind as well. So
but it's one of the shameful things about the UCI rules and the way the jerseys work. Obviously you see Vera there with her European jersey on. You see Alba with the World Championship jersey, meaning that she was the world champion in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia last year. But Andrea was a world champion, but because she's no longer a junior, she's not able to wear that jersey.
Yeah.
So she's the current junior world champion.
But she can't rep because she's in the elite there. So, but Vera now, who's going to want to get herself another World Cup title. She actually got her first World Cup when she was 18 years old.
Yeah. In 2019, I think, would that be? Or she should come onto the scene in about 2019, I recall.
Sounds right, Tom. I leave the maths to you. Come on, get in the comments there, guys, and let us know you're also there. Just 3 moves for that one gate.
She's really
no
good time.
hops.
Really good time. That's what's needed. Look, a whole minute now to bag the next section. She's got a lot of breathing time. She can really set up for this thin beam and ensure she gets the power down in the right place.
She's going to want to get this first go as well.
Yeah.
No room for mistakes. Just over 45 seconds to go.
And they've been generous with the markers here. You notice they've not put any markers on that beam, which is good. They've not. Sometimes they might put tape along either side of the beam, meaning you only get one chance at it.
That would have been end of Vera's ride if that was the case. But not quite enough. But she's up and can carry on. So this will just allow her to get more points. But she's got to get through that gate.
But look at those standings on the right there. Look, she's got the same points as Nina Vabra, so it just shows you just being very consistent and putting a few power moves here and there, you can climb up.
Now this is really tough. They've got a gap to a thin. Look at that, just to her right,
down to the beam.
Down to the beam.
Big beam. She's only got 3 seconds.
Yeah.
No, wow.
Will we see Alba get there?
Will we see anyone get through into these sections?
Do they want to get there?
These are tough. These are tough. This is. I'm not going to quite say it because it was a very fortuitous event, but maybe Glasgow 2023 when we saw really low scores across all of the different categories there. Really tough sections. If anyone can get the full 60 points, it's this woman. Alba Riera Rora. We saw her brother being the minder in the section, helping out with different bits. Also a strong trials rider who we've sometimes seen in the top 6. I think he was in the top 6 at Vendispace in France back in 2024, I believe.
Let's see if Alba can be our top scorer for section number 3. The 2 minutes has started.
Yeah, she had that bit of a blunder in section 2, which is obviously given Vera Baron a bit of comfort room, shall we say. Remember, nothing's guaranteed in these. We have seen it with amongst many of the riders that they come down to the final section, they make one mistake, and it blows the field wide open. They might have been on the podium. One mistake can cost it all. Did I hear a puncher? Or was that just someone just going, shh? Yeah, she's got a flat front tyre.
A flat front tyre.
Carry on, come on, Alba.
Wow, and she's now only just got the same score. As you were just saying, Tom, there you go. Still, this is crazy. So she's got to carry on with a completely flat front tyre.
Yeah, she's done
gets
that.
the points there. She's just going to call it. Respect for that, but that's just put the overall score so close.
It does make you wonder as well. Like, I always sometimes wonder with the competitors if they're kind of paying attention to the scores of the other riders. We've been there in these live situations. They often don't have a scoreboard like we have on this live stream. We're collating it. It's quite easy for us at home. But it can be difficult to know if you're only 10 points behind or 10 points above. And we've seen it when people have won the World Cup, but they've not known until the official score has come out.
Oh, we've seen people get 0 points in a section and come second. So, yeah, it's all to play for at the very end. Look at that wonderful smile from Emma Louillon there. As we say, it's her first final of 2026. So if I correct myself, so.
Yeah, come on, Emma. Great to see some different nationalities within the finals here. It's not all about the Spanish. The French are coming back. I'm going to put it down to Vincent.
Well, they're going to have to bring it home today too. They didn't quite get as far in the World Cup, I must say, but this could change today. They still have a rider that could bring home a trophy. Let's see how Emma does. 30 seconds gone onto gate number 2.
Yeah, this is section 4, so we're going to slowly start to see it shape up. This is the penultimate section.
Wrapping that French jersey proud. Come on, Emma. Let's see. Looking good so far. Look at that landing as well. Knife edge, rock. Oh.
Big throw,
Yeah. Quite a big gap too to that really tough landing.
And look at this for a tricky obstacle. Look, with the tape alongside it. Is it this way or she got to go the big one? She's got to go this one. Look.
Yeah, I think she can use the smaller rock on the side.
Yes. I'm just seeing if there's tape on both sides. Sometimes they tape it off on both sides. It's both sides.
It is both sides, so they can't use that rock because they'll go. So this is literally creating a narrow lane for them to go through the gate. The obstacle.
Wow, look at how tight that is. Hold that. Look at the hold on that.
I think it's a 5.
Unfortunately so. And that's what's brutal about this, is how you hop off backwards. So what would have happened there is that Emma would have twisted ever so slightly, and one of her axles, presumably the front axle, would have gone over that tape. And unfortunately, that's what's caused the end of the ride.
Okej, ja zatem za chwileczkę na tej sekcji pojawi się Nina Wabr.
And going for our next rider now, Nina Vabra. Can she bring it home for France? It's still, I mean, there's still 2 sections. It is possible.
What we can definitely say is that the course today is really hard, really difficult.
Yeah, extremely hard courses, as we see. Not one clean sheet, as we would say, or a full 60 points.
And the weather conditions. It is very, very warm there in Poland. It's got cloud cover, but I think it's still very muggy conditions, especially by the fact it was 36 degrees Celsius yesterday. Wild.
Yeah, it's certainly been some very, very hot days in Europe. in the last couple of weeks.
It's something that a lot of our riders are having to train for now. Oh, I think was an observer there putting up a 5 saying she's gone through
a gate.
What happened there? I think she might have gone through the men's elites gate. What are they going to say? 5. Let's get a confirmation from the...
Yep. That's, of course, just observers just
just saying you've gone over the flag there. She's going to demonstrate, no, look, I can go round. What are you talking about? I'd be interested to see a replay on that if we are able to see one, but that's... She's really upset. See, it's that kind of thing that can cause the loss of a World Cup. Or even a World Championship.
Yeah, didn't quite see. It was really tough to see why they gave that 5 and eliminated her ride today there, but that's what the observers are there for, and there's two of them at a time. She's really not confident as to why that was given.
Yeah, I've got a playback here, which I'm just literally rewinding YouTube. I've got the separate stream open here, and I don't think she did. The women are a lot more cautious with gates. Like sometimes within the men's elite, because of how big the gates are in terms of height, they have to be on the edge of the markers.
You're right.
But I think she was clear on that. That's really upsetting because she's in a really good position.
Yeah. All right, well, Yun's in now. She's just started into... Oh, goodness, not what we expected from Yun's start there. But just to show how difficult that landing is, she didn't get it right. Didn't get it right to recover herself.
Jeśli one tego nie przyjadą, to kto mógłby to przejechać?
Oh, Yun's going to be so gutted with that.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to get quite a replay there. Let's go, Andrea. So, section 4, what bit of a stop of this section, really. We've seen Emma get quite far there, but really upsetting to see Nina's performance, and Yun as well.
Yeah, it's not really unlike those two riders. Just a couple of...
And like I said, I think the women's usually are a bit more conservative, but it kind of makes the sport very difficult because you are having to appease the observers each time. Like you're having to really spell out and say, look, I'm definitely going this way, I'm definitely not going over the section marker. You don't really want to think about that as a rider. You want to just get through it and ride to the best of your abilities, not, am I going through the gate correctly? But they saw it, they said it, the observer's decision is final. Big drop gap there. Yeah, respect to the Poland section builders putting drop gaps into a World Cup final.
Yeah, it is what we like to see, especially with and making it within the rocks too. So,
and now she is going to use that rock to the side, but she will have to be very careful with the tape that will be on her left-hand side right now. We can't see it.
Oh, she's got the angle around 45-degree approach. Yeah. She's through.
That is a very interesting obstacle. But they proved they can do it. They can do it. It's really pushing their abilities, these sections.
Yeah, that was really well composed.
I would love to see if the camera operator can get a nice shot of how thin that rock was, by the way. That would be great to see.
Look at this gap too. Into that, so that...
I heard the pedal.
I did hear it. Or a bash, or
just 20 points.
Save. Andrea, been pretty, I'm going to say pretty elegant crashes over the years we've seen in some finals, and she's no stranger to taking risks and giving it a go. So really great ride from Andrea there. That could put her in the standings to getting on the podium. Might be enough.
Yeah. Amazing to see Nina Vabra still in that top 3 section at the moment. So it does really come down to section 5.
And of course, a little slow-mo there of that into the bash, not quite. So remember, guys, that you can head on to the UCI YouTube as well if you're watching. If you want to get involved in the conversation, let us know you're watching. Ask us a question or anything like that. I just been sent as well. Lovely video of my nephew watching at home. We're getting him into trials.
Heart rate of 140 there, and she hasn't even started yet.
Wow.
Is that nerves? I don't know, but that's maybe she's just keeping warm, and maybe that's just her operating heart rate.
She just wants to pump a tyre up very quickly, so might have enough time.
No, we're starting the 2 minutes now.
Yeah, they just put the timer on. Just has a little bit of a flat tyre there.
There's Daddy Baron there.
Daddy Baron there. No messing about.
Oh, he hasn't got one of those electric ones. He's having to do it manually. He's getting him to work hard for it.
Yeah.
Maybe this was caused by the fact that she saw Alba get a puncture. Maybe they run the same tyre pressures. Who knows? There was no gauge on that though, so maybe it's just a feel thing.
I think it's generally now. I never know my PS. It's all about the feel of
Maybe
the
the
tyre.
temperature. Maybe the temperature has caused air to dissipate out of the tyres. Who knows? So no, they've not got helium in their tyres. That doesn't make it easier. Just straight up air. Now, Vera is currently 10 points behind Alba and Nina Vabra. Remember, Alba's still got this section to go. She's going to want to score high because it is a battle between the two of them. That bit of air on the front tyre could have been everything there. For that, you could see it really on the edge there.
I think this is it with rocks. You've got such more sharper edges than what we've dealt with earlier on with the concrete and the logs. So these are going to have some of the sharpest parts of the obstacle exposed to the bike.
Lovely gap down. Look at this obstacle here. Look, this is...
Yeah, so she's opted for the same approach that we saw Andrea take. She's going to take it's like a sort of like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, with like knife edge bits on it. There is no room for error on this one.
She's through. Little foot out there just to correct the balance. It doesn't matter if your foot goes over the tape, it's only the bike.
Yes.
You can see that tape there as well. Just
look at these sections. Like it's like one of those sort of bouldering walls, isn't it? Where it's got like that slant on it. There's no flat edge on the top. You've got to get right up to the top, and there's hardly any room to put that rear tyre.
That is precision. Look at that gap into it. Holding it. No,
no.
Well, they've said it today. Today's probably extremely hard level. Probably, I mean, not just for the women's. If this is what it's like for the women's, we're going to see some
enormous stuff for the men.
Incredible riding.
Outrageous behaviour is to come this afternoon in the World Cup. I can guarantee that.
Carefully watching her feet not to touch the rocks or a pedal. More importantly, obviously not.
But look, you can see how thin that rock is in the background there as she's going for that. Now, can Alba do better? We haven't seen any rider get above 30 points in this one, I believe.
For one, and currently our world champion, Alba Riera, with the rainbow jersey, the 2025 women's world champion. And the 2 minutes has started for Alba. Obviously got that puncture fixed nice and quick, or just grabbed her spare bike. Most riders do have a spare bike ready to go.
So speedy.
Yeah, well calculated, using her time wisely, getting as much of a run up as she possibly can. Rolling through,
Just
little brakeless.
And in the drop gap, straight on and off. So she's got the points up to the same level as Vera Baron. Very nice. Can she get that little bit of a margin just to make section 5 a bit more of an ease for her? Speed of that. That was the fastest one we've seen through there so far.
Didn't use the secondary rock, so that's probably going to save her a lot of time.
That gives a 10 points lead in front of Vera Baron here. Can she bag some more points? We haven't seen any other rider get through this. Andrea had a good go at it, but just slid out. Vera got there. Oh, she's a little bit low down on that rock. She's in. Oh, look at that. Where is the bike going to go from there?
Balance correction.
Wow.
Really nicely done.
Did you see? Every little hop was necessary, and getting the bike into exactly the right position. Powers up that big rock. This is going to be the margin that she's going to get. She's still got 30 seconds, Matt, and she's got 2 more gates to go. She might be able to bag another 10 points here, and that is going to be a terrifically big margin that I think is going to cement her for the World Cup leader, which will mean that is a huge rock for the end there. Look at that.
Looking at the run up too, like there's what, half a pedal.
I think she knows though that she's already got that 30 points in the front. So
yeah, that's what she wanted to do. It was a fantastic ride from Alba there. Really made up for some of the earlier mistakes.
She just needs, I believe, 30 points in the next section, and presumably because of the higher score, she's already bagged within this final. That will be enough for her to secure a win. She's the current World Cup leader, so if there's only 3 World Cups in this series, I believe, someone will have to correct me on this, I'm not too sure on the point structure, that may mean that she's then the World Cup overall finalist. We'd have already known that by this competition because it's just 3 competitions. Someone let me know if I'm correct on that, because I'm not entirely too sure on how those scorings go. But there you go. There's the standings after the 4 sections. So for 5th and final section there coming. It's close between those kind of 2nd through to the 5th riders. You know, 40 points separating 5th and number 2, Vera Braun. Normally Vera and Alba will be, you know, shooting way ahead of, say, number 5 and 6 there. So,
and we see Nina splitting up the Spanish riders there as well, putting a nice big line between the
what's been interesting about this final so far is that, like you said, Nina kind of splitting up there, but there's been some obstacles that some of the riders have gone, yep, that's my move, and they power through it, and other obstacles that we've seen, you know, Vera struggle with. That pedal up, for example, from the beam, Nina flew through it. We saw Vera just make a little bit of a mistake, and a pedal had to go down.
Yeah.
I już na trasie na ostatniej 5. sekcji Emma Loinon, reprezentantka Francji.
All right, let's see how Emma Luyon gets on now.
6 odcinków, 1 sekcja i 1 zawodniczka. 60 punktów do zdobycia. Takie są.
5th and final section. First gate completed by Emma. Now on to gate number 2. 10 points so far. Look, starting on that log as well, the balance there. So that's going to be tricky start.
And this is the thing with the point separation. So she's come into this final section with 90 points. It could still be possible to get a podium place because you don't know what the other riders are going to do.
Yeah.
So you've got to tune all the way. Allez, say the French crowd.
Na razie czysty przejazd. Drugi odcinek przed nią, odcinek 2A i
And I think that's going to be a 2B on the end there. So it's going to bag her the 20 points there.
A więc 10 punktów kolejnych
See,
zdobyte.
20 points so far. Come on, Emma.
To jej ostatni przejazd w Polsce.
50 seconds to
Słuchajcie,
go.
każdej zawodniczce będziemy
So
dziękować.
if you're just joining us, these female riders are aiming
Oczywiście
for
z
these
ważnym
pink
które
checkpoints or
będą
gates.
staną na
And the other thing that's important with some of these riders as well, okay, even if you know you're maybe not going to get into the podium position, it still puts pressure on the other riders. They're all still going to be looking at the moves. They know that what you're strong at, and she might be able to do some gates that aren't going to be done by the other riders.
They all have their strengths, their weaknesses. That was a very tight gate from Emma as well. You saw that when she dropped off there, it was right in front of the section tape there. So,
and look at this one, it's been very neatly taped off, presumably on either side. It's only a short little gate there, you've got to just pop on through.
yeah, look, just really, really small. Look how tight.
I think even though they contested that, where she went.
Did she might have just gone over the tapes. I'm not sure she got the points for that one,
No.
but that will be Emma Luyon's ride, finishing on 110. Well done, Emma. There's some of the crowd that have come to today's final in Poland. Rzeszów, their first ever World Cup hosting. Again, Poland, no stranger to hosting our World Cups. But this is a new city. That's Titwan there.
Yeah, I
partner.
didn't. It took me a little while to recognise. I didn't realise he had a mullet. I didn't realise he was just gone full Aussie. He just looks like that. Looks like an Aussie guy.
Full Gen Z, with the mullet going on. So
mullet, moustache, and the like hip kind of glasses. What a dude!
I'm not French.
Powerhouse.
That's him saying I'm not French.
Yeah.
No, shout out to Titwan there.
Yeah, great support, great rider to have as riding partner with Emma.
So now on to the next French rider, Nina Vabra. Did very well in earlier today, this year. Sorry.
Well, look, she qualified in the 5th position, right? And had it not been for that observer decision in the previous section, straight up, well, she's in the top 3. Look, current standings.
Yeah, and she got penalised for what may or may not have been a fight.
Yeah, that's really gutting that to see. But come on, she can still bag points here, still put pressure on the other riders.
Using the full width of that gate.
I cały czas jest w grze.
Right, down. I want to see.
Mamy już 20 pozytywnych
Really
kierunków
technical,
zdobytych.
these sections.
Zobaczymy, jaki będzie finałowy, końcowy rezultat.
Here we go. So this one, very tricky because look, she's trying to opt to take it from the side, and it's the gate that's just in front of her now.
You have to turn around. That's it.
So she's turning round rather than going that way. That'll do. That will work.
Right, I want to see how she does this next gate. Is she going to do the Vincent move where you get the front wheel in place and then hop over the obstacle entirely, delete it? And she's quite good at doing these, so I reckon that's what I'm calling. So front wheel's going to get in place. I reckon she's going to hop through. Rear wheel just completely clear it.
I reckon she's landing on it. Oh, sorry, the stream cut for us. We didn't actually see what happened.
The fact she landed on the floor like that, I think
she's through.
She hopped through it.
There we go. I know it's some challenging, some challenges with the internet there in Poland. So we're back though, and gate there just to her, in front of her, avoiding the yellow gate, because if you go through that, you're disqualified for that one. Look how high that gate is through on the back wheel. Ooh. That will be a 5. 30 points for Nina Vabra. Still smiling, giving everyone a wave. Well done, Nina. Good shout out to you. I hope you're well.
Great ride. It's just such a shame of what happened in the other section, because that might really affect her chances of the podium. She could have been really in with that there.
So we're halfway through section number 5, the 5th and final section of our women's elite finals today, and round 2 in Poland. Rzeszów. Okay, Yun now for Spain. The camera a little wave, or I think she just said, do you mind getting out of the way, actually, to say, excuse me, I've got a section to ride.
Yeah, sometimes the observers get in the way, sometimes the camera operators get in the way. It's probably one of the best things about trials, is that you don't need that big an area to set it up, but also invariably the observers, we've seen it over the years, where they're getting close to see if a pedal's being touched or something like that, and it can be tricky to know where to stand.
Yeah, she's definitely getting comfortable in these finals. We're starting to see Yun really come through. Only 16, 17 years old, still a teenager, but competing with some of these experienced elite riders today. So let's see how Yun gets on in section number 5. 1 minute 20 to go, 10 points so far. Another gate, 20 points.
Yeah, so we mentioned earlier how Andrea Perez was the gold medalist in the Junior Women's World Championships last year. Yun was in the 2nd position.
Yes.
So silver at World Championship level in junior.
Andrea Perez, Vera Boron I Alba Niera.
Right, let's see how Yun gets through this gate. Will it be on the back wheels? I mean, your safest bet is... Oh no! She's recovered, but she can't get the points.
No, I think they said that you're out now. I think you've gone across that wall there. That is...
Just didn't see him raise his hand to a 5, did he?
No.
That was Yun's ride. How unfortunate.
And look, that could mean that Nina Vabra could still be in a chance with the podium because of that mistake there. This is what we're saying at the very beginning of the trial. You don't know right up until section 5. Little mistakes can really cost it here.
So Nina's previous ride there, where she really got some of the points in section 4, this could have put her in the top 3, but great recovery from Yun. And again, this one. So here we go. 2 more riders to go. I'm not going to call any results out just yet. Let's wait till the final gate has closed, so to speak. The final whistle has been blown. That break has had plenty of work.
My advice is fight to the end.
Okay, here we go. Andrea Perez, the next Spanish rider. 2 minutes has begun. Let's see how she's going. Usually ranked within the top 5 overall. Let's see how she gets on today. Sorry, gate number 1 complete. 1 minute 40 to go.
Świata w tej dyscyplinie. Lata ciężkich treningów, lata wyrzeczeń doprowadziły ich właśnie w to miejsce, w którym są teraz, a więc
This angle here as well. There we go. I was thinking she needs to try and get taking into a 45-degree and then he's going to straighten
to be
up.
able to hop up. Straighten
go.
up, yeah. We've all been there. It's hold it
To save
the rear wheel. You see the rear wheel just skidding out there a little bit.
I was holding my breath a little bit there, but
But
that's
look,
just
this is her fight that she needs to do to be able to get that chance of getting into the podium. She's
Exactly.
come in with 110 points.
130 now.
She's going to be basically trying to get Nina Vaber out of the way there.
This is it. She could still put herself in a good overall position. Swap straight to back wheel using all of the gate. That was really tight. Very tight. Again, used all. Now this is the difference here. Getting through this gate is going to make a huge distance for Andrea. Come on. Super skinny gate, skinny approach. Everything about this gate is really technical.
And she really needs this gate to
There we go,
to
holding
get
it
to that podium
together.
spot. Through it,
They've given it to her. Yep.
asking
she's
on
through.
time. She gets the 30 points. I don't think that's going to be enough to be able to get there.
8 seconds. Can she do it? She literally just swap. Go. No. 3,
She's-
2, 1. I think she could have got that.
Yeah. That could have been an extra 50, an extra 10 points there, getting up to 150 points. That's a final ride. Great ride from Andrea.
Not enough.
Yeah, she's currently in the tied 3rd position, but Vera is still to go.
Yeah.
So that's going to change, and that will knock her out there, I'm afraid, of that top 3. So looks like Nina Vaber has backed herself at least a podium position, even with that mistake.
Yeah. So that was.
What a hold there! But that was the difficult thing. She's got her leg out, but then the obstacle was in the way.
Yeah.
That is a great shot. That was a great shot. She's going to be proud that she held that and be able to go on and get 10 more points. Camaraderie amongst the female riders there.
Yeah.
Great ride, says Emma, and then Jürgen's there as well, her teammate.
So just the top 2 now, Vera Baron and Albert Riera. The last section, only a few gates separating them. So this is the section to watch. Vera
Yeah.
Baron.
30 points between Vera and Albert. Vera is going to, dare I say it, she's going to have to get a clean ride. She's going to have to get 60 points to really be certain.
Yeah, just to make sure she gets ahead. So will she do it? Section number 5, gate number 1 complete. 10
And this
points.
is what she needs to do, remember, that because Alba is currently the World Cup leader for the 2026 season, Vera needs this win to be able to put some pressure on there. It's all gone dreadfully silent here now.
Oh, yeah, so I'm like a little bit on edge here because it's still to come. I've got.
And look, there's a real healthy competition between the two of them. I mean, they're both equally as proud for each other because it is like may the best rider win.
Yeah.
They ride with each other, they train, they're part of the Spanish team, they all know each other really well.
Good pace from Vera right now.
But she's still not
Minutes
even
to
up
go.
to the score that Alba
No.
is currently with 170. When she gets through this gate, if she gets through, it's close, but that will get to 170 now.
Really made sure she got through that nice and straight. But that's
Now she needs some points. How many can she bag? She's got just over 40 seconds left to try and get 30 more points, 3 more gates.
Yeah, she's
Can
gonna-
she speed it?
she's going to want to get herself. She's going to want to get herself another World Cup win as well. She's had 4 previously over the years. So. Come on.
But even if
Vera.
it comes down to a tie with Alba, I believe Alba's got more 40s than Vera.
Oh, Le Crab. She was crabbing along the log there, just like trying to recover, going, just edging
I
sideways.
don't think she's got it. This is
5 seconds. 4. She knows.
No.
Well, that's
That is the second position. So
Alba still has to get points.
well, no, because Alba, even if they tie now, if Alba just gets into the section and puts a foot down or puts 2 feet down, Alba has got 150 and 340 points across this final.
So technically, Alba could walk in and put her foot down.
Yep, she could literally walk into the section, put her feet down and go, yeah.
But
done.
absolutely, we will not be seeing that. These Spanish riders, and in fact, sorry, all of the riders are so passionate about this sport. They make it their lives. They dedicate their lives to it. Fantastic ride from Vera today, but not quite enough. So the previous World Cup champion, Vera, now in second position in today's round 2. So Alba Riera now, a bit of a victory lap, as we like to call it. She has bagged the win today, even without scoring any more points in this section. But that will not be going through her mind. She'll be looking at the gates, looking at this section like any other competition. She'll want to score as many points as she can. Lots of respect here for doing that again. That's it. That has officially bagged her number 1 position.
As her second World Cup win of this series.
So
with 1 more to go. So depending on how the points work, she could be the World Cup overall winner.
She could be taking it from Vera, who is last year's winner.
It's the same kind of cycle that usually goes on. It's well, Vera came in as like the underdog, the young, from juniors into the World Cup. She then dominates for a bit, and now Alba is proving that she is now dominating the trial scene. Will it be Andrea in a couple of years? Who knows? Or will Alba just keep on top of her game?
She's been coming out on top on the World Championships, so I think she's going to want to bag a World Cup this year. So we've got to be, I think there was some confusion there and some messages. She's a World Championship winner, not a World Cup winner.
She pops on through.
Pops on through.
I love
What
that.
did we call it, Tom? A poof?
Some people call it a booth.
A pigeon? No, that's not the right one. Let us know what you call that move, where you just kind of skip over the obstacle. I want to have some more engagement for you guys. Let us know you're watching.
Yeah, and also just drop some comments, likes. Even if you're watching this after the fact, if you're watching this in a few weeks' time after, like, look at that turn and straight up the beam. Wow, what a ride here. She's still got just under 30 seconds left to maybe bag some more points. Oh, we're not getting enough credit for this. We've basically said she's won, but she's still putting on an incredible ride.
Yeah, she is. And like, look
Look
up
at
to front.
that. Nice rolling up to front.
Add a bit of flair, a little bit of style. Like, what can I do? Go on, do a Frenchie. Nice.
That's 5A. She's got to get the second half of the gate to get the points, which I presume will be that gate up there. If that's 5B, look at the speed of that.
Look at that smile. Very happy. There you have it. Today's female elite winner in round 2 of the World Cup in Poland.
Yeah, battling those really, really insane weather conditions yesterday. Remember, Poland has actually got a weather. You said it's a weather watch, a severe weather.
It's a weather warning for the next 5 days
because of how hot it has been.
Yeah, it's saying the highs here from 30 to 37, and even overnight it's 23 degrees at night. So here you have the final scores of the final stand, and these are today's results of the Poland World Cup round 2 in Rzeszów.
Yeah, what a spread there. So a clear 40-point lead from Alba to Vera. That's some serious stuff against the previous world champion is Vera and previous, obviously, World Cup winner. Alba really showing in this World Cup series of this year what she's made of. We're probably going to get a bit of a word from her in a moment.
You can see there giving the hugs to teammates and friends, and look at that. They might be competitors, but as we've said before, all of these riders, we're just a family. We're just like a massive family. And with every family comes its ups, its downs, its new winners, its old winners, its new generations, new riders, old riders. Then we have Vera as well. There's Alba with her brother Marty. So there's a little bit of a family weekend going on this weekend, actually. We've got Rira and Marti, two Spanish riders, a female 20-inch rider, male 20-inch rider. He actually came 12th in the semis, Marti. There's also Vera Baron, who we've just seen. Her brother Danny in the 26 came 4th in the semi-finals. And another two family members. We've got the Waitman brothers this weekend.
So that's the standings there that I was referring to.
Oh, here
so
we go.
I would imagine then that by coming in the second position, you get 160 points, and coming in the first position is 200 points. So that would then mean 520, 160. So if it becomes another 1-2 tie between Vera and Alba at the next World Cup, which is happening in 3 weeks' time in Germany, that will be streamed. We will be able to decide who is the overall World Cup winner. So it's not all over yet, because it could be based upon those standings. Here's some of Alba's top rides that got her this World Cup win. So what a ride there. I mean, that just shows you that you need that consistency. There is no room for error, and that is what was able to secure the win. A super solid ride, and just the odd little mistake from her competitors. I'm sure we will be going to Alba shortly to see what her words were on this win in the World Cup.
Some great scenes there. You can see really, really nice. So here we are, the winner, Alba Riera.
Thank you. I feel incredible. I've made a very good race, and I'm so happy about it. I had a puncture in section 3, and I thought it was over, but then I could sum up 10 points more, and then I did everything good.
The weather was less warm today. It was a bit easier for you to ride.
Yeah, today it was easier than yesterday. It's cloudy, there's no sun. It's hot, but not as much as yesterday, so yeah, better.
Can you describe a little bit the run today? It was very tricky, very technical, huh?
Yeah, the sections were hard. I like that. They also were technical, but yeah, amazing place, amazing crowd, and yeah, I'm so happy.
So now you will become the fan for your brother this afternoon?
No, my brother is not in the final, okay. But it had a great race yesterday, and we are so happy about it.
Una pregunta en español, ¿cómo te siento después de esa victoria?
Bueno, la verdad que me siento muy bien, la verdad que la competición ha ido todo bastante bien, sí que es verdad que he tenido, he pinchado en la zona 3 y ahí pensaba que la carrera estaba un poco terminada para mí, pero luego he podido recuperar y nada, muy contenta de cómo ha ido. También sí que es verdad que al no hacer tanto calor como ayer, pues se ha estado muy bien, está un poco nublado y no hace tanto calor y nada, las zonas estaban muy bien, eran duras, también eran técnicas, pero la verdad que muy bien, muy buen sitio, muy buena gente animando y nada, muy contenta.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
I mean, how do we forget? She got a puncher in section 3. Yeah. And still won. How is that for riding?
And got the points to the next gate as well. So just goes to show the commitment and the attitude that these riders have in today's World Cup. Well, that was an epic first start to today's finals.
Yeah.
I know we'll be moving on to the men's 26-inch finals in about 15 minutes.
A bit more than that. In one hour time, sorry, we're going to be that.
1 hour's time, because I'm reading my other cheat sheet here. So A couple of highlights from the women's finals today in Poland, Rzeszów.
So that's been the Women's World Cup final. In just 3 weeks' time, you will be seeing some of these riders go again. Be sure to get that date in the calendar. It will be taking place in Germany on the 23rd of August. Get that as a date in the calendar. But we'll be seeing you in just 1 hour's time to go over to the Men's Elite 26.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and make sure you head over to Shindig Media as well on YouTube. We've actually interviewed a few of these riders on the podcast. You can find out more. Make sure you go follow us on Instagram at Shindig Media, and give us a subscribe on our YouTube as well.
And be sure to leave plenty of comments here. Again, all the riders are going to be watching this back. They want to know your support.
Yes.
It really helps grow and foster the community. Go follow them. But we'll see you in about 1 hour's time with the Men's Elite 26 second round of the World Cup.
See you then.
See ya.